Why pass a router to a view model? Let's talk about this. So, in the world of practical iOS mobile development, you may run into situations in the real world where you have to use a view model and you may have to pass a router to that view model, right? But why? Why would you ever do that, right? The router just handles navigation. Well, and they don't, by the way, they don't cover this stuff in your tech boot camp. This is stuff because this is the real world application. There's a lot to it. And you're dealing with real world code bases. I'm talking about when you're talking about companies like Amazon, Facebook, large financial institutions, or just large institutions in general. You're going to be dealing with stuff like this. This is the real world. So passing a router as a parameter to a view model can be useful in certain architectural patterns, particularly those that aim to separate navigation logic from view logic. Here are a few reasons why you might want to do this. Decoupling. By handling navigation in the router, you can keep your view models focused on their primary responsibility, providing data and behavior to the view. This separation of concerns can make your code easier to understand and maintain. Testability. Navigation can be tricky to test, especially when it's intertwined with view logic. By moving navigation to a separate router, you can mock the router in your tests and verify that your view models are triggering the correct navigation actions. Reusability. If multiple view models need to perform the same navigation action, they can share a router instead of duplicating the navigation code. Flexibility. If your app's navigation structure is complex or dynamic, for example, if certain navigational paths should only be available under certain conditions, a router can encapsulate this complexity and expose a simpler API to the view models. However, it's worth noting that SwiftUI's design encourages handling navigation in the view layer. Using tools like Navigation Link, in many SwiftUI apps, you might not need to separate the router or navigation-focused view models at all. The right approach depends on the specific needs and complexity of your app. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to explain just the basic navigation view. And then we're going to get into what a router is. And then I'm going to implement a router with a view model. So first, let's talk about what a navigation view is in Swift. Just in case a lot of you may already be familiar with this, but if you're not, here's a primer. Okay, so in this simple project, we have a main profile. Then we have a button over here in the navigation view and a button just in the middle of the screen to present the dashboard. So I click here, it presents the dashboard. This takes us to update the profile, hit the back button. Each one allows us to hit the back button. So we're using our navigation view. So let's go to the content view. Content view is the main thing where everything is placed, right? And why this is, yeah, I was wondering why this is even having those red dots, but okay, whatever. So we're here. Don't worry about these warnings. Something's going to be deprecated. That's what it looks like. But it hasn't happened yet. So we just go with this. So basically, I have a navigation view in my body. Inside of my body, there's a navigation view with a V stack. That means up and down, right? And this right here is not the actual link, right? What this is is just a reference to the link, right? And basically, this is where we instantiate our, excuse me, this is where we instantiate our different views. We have our profile view, dashboard view. Okay. We also have a state private property that's set to false. So basically in SwiftUI, when you change this value anywhere in this view, it's reflected everywhere. And as soon as this turns to true, as soon as this is active, we're instantiating the new, I guess the new view, in this case, the update view, using the navigation view, right? So we get this update profile, and this in the navigation view. What that means, it being inside the navigation view, means that you go to it and you can pop back or go back to where you came from. That's the navigation view allows you to do, right? You click on a link, instantiate it, but you have this right here that can lead you right back to where you came from. Okay. And it kind of goes down the tree, right? See, if I go here and I had another link that took me somewhere else, I just click back to get back to my main profile. So that's what this does. However, where it's actually called, this is one button, present dashboard. Okay. Give me a second. Present dashboard right here. Right in the middle of my view stack. And then of course this other one, the which is this right here, update profile button, which is a view. I made this a component. This is update profile, and I placed it inside of the navigation bar items trailing, right? As you can see, update profile is up here, update profile. Okay. So now we have that, and of course it's inline. So when I click the button and this changes to true, what happens? This automatically updates. This automatically calls to instantiate this object, which is a view, which is this. Okay. Same thing with this. When this value is changed right here, this is instantiated, which is this. Okay. Right. Present dashboard right there. Okay. So that's the basics of that. Now I'm going to tell you, I'm going to show you a router. And of course I have other tutorials on routers, but I'm going to show you a router, but it's going to be implemented inside of a view model. Okay. So on to the next. Okay. So now that we have this, we have our app where we go to our profile, we go to our present our dashboard. Now let's go ahead and let's refactor this so that we're passing a router to our view model. Okay. And so let me, so here we go. First of all, I'm going to create so these are our views. We have this right here. I'm going to create a new directory, a new group called view models, right? Okay. View models. Okay. And we're just going to call the file that's in here view model. View model. Okay. All right. So now we have this thing called view model. We're going to say we're going to import SwiftUI. Okay. And now let's go ahead and let's create this view model class. View model, right? Observable object. Observable object. Private var router, right? Router. Of course, there is no router in here. So this is going to throw an error. I need to create a router object. Now, again, what routers do is they handle your navigation. You say, well, what does that mean? Right? I'm going to show you. So let me go ahead and create a new group, right? I'm going to call this routers. Okay, and in here, in this group, I'm going to have a file called router. Excuse me, that's my stupid timer going off. I'll stop. Okay, I'm going to say new file, Swift, router. Just make a generic file called router, right? And I'm going to make this import SwiftUI. Okay, so now again, class router of what type? Observable object. Not observed object, observable. Observable object. Right? So we have observable objects, and now we have this. I'm gonna say at published. And I'm gonna call this navigate to detail screen. Navigate to I'm gonna say navigate to profile screen, right? Screen. Navigate the profile screen equals false. Okay. And I'm gonna say at published bar navigate to dashboard screen. Gate to dashboard screen. Okay. This is equal to false. Not flattened sequence false. Oh my God. Okay. Now say func, right? I'm just gonna say navigate to profile screen. Func, navigate the profile screen. Navigate to profile. That's our func, right? Navigate the profile, and it sets the navigate the profile screen variable equal to true, right? Okay, so we got that, and then I'm gonna create another func. It's gonna be called what the heck is going on? Func navigate to dashboard. Board, navigate to dashboard, right? And I'm gonna say navigate the dashboard screen, right? Equals what? TRUE, true. So now we have this. So when I go back to our view model, I have this router. View model has no initializers. We're going to get to that, okay? So we're back here. Back at view model, let's create an initializer for here. See, we don't have an error here anymore, router, because we actually have a router class now, right? So now let's go back to, I'm going to initialize, all right? And by the way, if you guys are confused about initializer, I'll make a link at the end of the video. I have a series of videos about object initialization. So almost everything you want to know about it, right? hell, I even reference my own videos on object initialization because I cover a lot. So self dot router equals router, right? And then I'm going to go ahead and create this function. Go to dashboard, func, go to dashboard. And what am I doing with all this, right? I'm decoupling. That's what this does. Okay. Router dot navigate to dashboard screen. Okay. Well, not navigate the dashboard, navigate the dashboard, right? Because navigate dashboard screen is actually a what? Let's go. Yeah, right. This should be a function, not a property. Navigate the dashboard. See, not screen, but and let me go back here to where I was. Func. I'm gonna say func. Go to go to profile, right? PROFILE, go to profile, right? Router dot navigate to profile, that navigate the profile screen, navigate the profile. Because right, we're calling this function of the router, right? Okay. So we have our view model, we have our router completed. Okay. Now let's go back and look at our views, right? Well, our view. Okay. A lot of this functionality is going to have to go away. Okay. So what we want to do is we don't need this no more now. We don't need this in our view, right? There's too much functionality in our view. This is stuff that should be abstracted away to our view model. Right? State object var. Oh man, I gotta say that SwiftUI is so powerful. It is awesome. I know I hate when Apple creates all this new stuff for us to have to learn, but then again, when you start using it, you see how powerful it is. Oh man, you're glad they created this crap, right? View bar view model. Oh man, this is gonna make development and maintenance of the software so much efficient, so much more efficient, so much make development so much more efficient, right? So now I have this. I'm throwing these errors. Why? Because I need an initializer. Okay. Let me see. Stop. Okay, sorry about that. Let's see. So I'm gonna go ahead and create this init, right? But I'm just gonna have init, just init, router. Oh my god. Our router is of type router, right? And then, oh my gosh, I hate when that happens. Routers of type router, and then you're gonna do this little underscore router equals state object wrapped value is router. Okay. And we're gonna do the same thing with view model, right? And actually, I'm going to do a video, like literally explaining state object and what's going on here. But right now, just trust me, right? um, state object, wrapped value in what? The view model. Wrapped value in the view model, right? View model. And in this view model, I'm passing it what? A router. Okay. And this router is going to supply everything we need to make our navigation functions work. Okay. So now I get here and let's look at this update profile view. Oh, And it's throwing these errors because this stuff is not, this stuff is no longer in our view, right? This stuff is attached to our router, right? Which in our router, so this is our router right here. Oh, hold on for a second. Oh, sorry. Hold up. Let me pause this. Resume power. Okay, sorry, I had to pause. I had to check something. I have other, software development processes going while I'm doing this, so I had to check a build to make sure, you know, something didn't break, right? So back to it. So we have this router right here. So what I'm gonna say is $ router, right? Dot navigate to detail to profile screen, okay? Right? And then, so we access that. And then right here, we're gonna get rid of this. And we're gonna say router, because that's what we're accessing. This up here, router dot navigate to dashboard screen, right? And what these are is these are the properties, right? So when you change them, this gets instantiated. When you change this, gets instantiated. All you need is a true value. It gets instantiated. Okay. Now, how do we change that from false? Because our default value is false. How we change it from false to true? Let's go down here to sorry. Let's go down here. Let's see. So we have this. Okay. Our main navigate to profile screen, right? Let me see for a second. Okay, so what we do is we just do this, right? Reset, right? We're going to say router dot navigate, because we have to go to the function, right? Let me go back to our router objects, and we're going to say router navigate to profile. This is the function we're going to call. Okay. Go back here to our content view, router dot navigate to profile screen. Okay. And it changes it. Okay. And then we're going to go to this function right here. Of course, this cannot be here, right? Because when you go here, go up here, jump to definition, navigate the profile screen. Oh, let me see something. Actually, this is wrong. I'm not supposed to be saying router here. I should be saying view model dot go to profile. Then down here, I should be saying I can get rid of this. I can say view model Where's my view model? View model. View model. Model. Dot router. $, router. So look, just to save a little bit of time, I'm gonna do this. So I think let me see. Oh my God. Let me go ahead and build this. So I didn't have to go back and modify this, right? So let me go back and see what's wrong right here. Can I convert to Boolean? So for the sake of expediency, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this from this being up here. Well, move this from the nav bar menu and just put this button right here. Okay. And we're going to say view model dot what? Oh crap. Go to profile. Okay. Present. Okay. Present profile. Okay. Now, again, we have to inject the dependencies of the router, right? Which we have not done yet. How do we do that? Because down here we have this error. Simple, we simply do this, right? I'm going to say inject our router object, okay? And now we need to go here because we still have to inject the dependency for our router object, okay? At state object var router equals router, right? Oh, I hate when that happens. And now we have this, this, this. We have our router, okay? And now let's go ahead and let's build, and our build succeeds. And let's go ahead and oh my gosh. So now, of course, you see both of them here, right? So that's our dashboard, and this is our profile, right? So let's go back and reiterate. I removed all of that functionality, create initializer here. We initialize our view model here, right? With a router, right? So we create in our object where we instantiate it, we pass a router there, a brand new router there for our content view preview. And in our project on main, we created an instance of a router and passed it to the content view again. Okay. There's a link in the description so you can go and download this and work on it and make heads or tails of it. Hopefully this makes sense to you. And you know, on YouTube, in the world of YouTube, you can look at the video over and over again and download the projects and work through it till it makes sense. Okay, on to the next.